Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show.
It's going to be a larger issue now that Philly D is talking about it.
We got to talk about this Twitch dumpster fire because there are actually several different news stories happening here, though kind of at the center of it, you have Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker, and a creator by the name of Frogan. But where we'll start is with the fact that over the past few days, we've seen the platform accused of ignoring anti-Semitism by creators like Ethan Klein. Multiple content creators have been banned for what were deemed hateful.
The biggest lie you told Asmongold was you don't use Twitter too much. I'm watching you right now and you have 7 Twitter tabs open. Yeah, I often say I only use Twitter on stream. And that's true. I don't have it on my phone. I don't use it off stream.
Comments and all of the fallout that's come from that as creators and fans go after one another. Though technically, you could say that all of this started when Asmongold made his horrendous comments last week degrading Gazans, which as we covered on the show was something he apologized profusely for after getting banned. But then the spotlight on the situation shifted after Klein put out a video last Thursday called Twitch Has a Major Problem. And in that video, Ethan claims that Twitch harbors anti-Semites and actively ignores it. And as some evidence, he points out that Twitch recently unbanned Sneeko and Fresh and Fit, for content creators that are
I believe they're both banned now, by the way. So I hope that he mentions that.
Ambiguously anti-Semitic.
This was completely unacceptable for the record. This was so unimaginably unacceptable. I saw a fucking clip that's really funny though. Sneeko was saying that me, Pokimane, and XQC demanded he get banned because he's pro-Palestinian. And even his own fucking fans were like, what are you talking about, dog? I know for a fact that Hasan is pro-Palestine. But even his own fucking fans were like, what the hell is this head ass saying? Like, they're still unbanned on YouTube. Yeah, that's not surprising, but anyway.
And then on top of that, he highlighted this segment from an official panel at TwitchCon where multiple Arab content creators alongside some non-Arabs made a tier list.
Well, it's a panel hosted by Frogan and 4 of her friends in which they have a tier list where they rate people where good is Arab and bottom is loves Sabra. Sabra is a very popular hummus brand. I know in Israel, it's pretty much in everybody's refrigerator, and it's kosher.
Wait, is this the thing? Yeah, this is the thing.
An American company, but they've been the subject of the pro-Palestine boycott.
Why boycott Sabra? The Strauss Group, chaired by Ofer Strauss, is a pattern providing funding and supporting the Israeli military, including the elite Golani and Gavati brigades. Any purchase of Sabra products generates income for the Strauss Group, which then supports the Israeli military and its human rights violations against Palestinians. Due to the Strauss Group's support for the Israeli army, Sabra is considered an important boycott target for the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. Will anybody read the fine print? Probably not. I suspect that if someone were to read the fine print, they would come to a very different conclusion than the one that was being presented here.
I mean, it's kind of just Arab good, Jew bad.
It's not. That's not what this was about at all. No. It's no different than someone talking about who's valid in black culture. If you had a bunch of black content creators who made a tier list, okay, and at the top of the tier list was invited to the cookout, and at the bottom of the tier list was puts raisins in potato salad. That is exactly what this is. Yeah, Denims was also in the loves Sabra category. It wasn't the Sabra category, it was loves Sabra. The reason why I'm mentioning this distinction is because loves Sabra does not make grammatical sense if people were referring to Sabra in the way that Ethan is going to frame it.
I'm having a hard time seeing this any other way. And what's crazy is that I've been suspecting that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem. Obviously, it started with Hasan platforming Houthi and showing unfettered propaganda on his channel,
showcasing a part of Yemeni culture in a lighthearted manner with their gift for musicals. That entire music video, which I will not show obviously, despite the fact that I show literally every single type of military musical, including but not limited to the American military, but we don't fucking view it in the same way, was directly about being genocide about the fucking Saudis, for the record.
Klein also added,
if they were really serious about anti-Semitism, Sneeko and Fresh and Fit would never have been brought back.
So this part I don't disagree with. Like, that's the other issue here. I hate that I'm being lumped in with this shit. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. And he knows better. Like, he knows that I despise these people.
To the platform. It's just a no-brainer, right? But they were welcomed back with open arms. And I mean, their whole platform essentially for the past year
like implying that I had any say, implying that I had any fucking say whatsoever in these fucking gross losers who despise me as much as they hate Ethan, and he knows that better than anybody else, is crazy. Like, any sort of implication that I had anything to do with them being unbanned is so insane. I think it's really cynical to interpret this in any way, shape, or form. If you lump me in with these guys coming back on in Twitch, I'm sorry, you are, whether cynically, inadvertently, or deliberately, doing that, okay? That is the implication.
I'm not even kidding. That's literally all they talk about.
Now, all of that then led to Frogan, who's a mod for Hasan Piker's stream and also streams herself, responding and writing on Twitter. Even Klein lied again, and our tier list was, quote, who has Habibi Pass, which is a meme tier list we did with a variety of creators. Here is the clip with the context. Rather than sharing a clip from that event and adding, the whole basis of my podcast, Arabs with Capri and Raf, is that we are all Arabs from different religious backgrounds. I am Muslim, Capri is Christian, and Raf is Jewish. Sabra hummus is objectively the worst hummus to exist and is the unfortunate standard of hummus in the US. Right, and so with that, you had some feeling that was a reasonable response.
He knows Raf is Jewish, right? Also, he'd watched the segment at all. He would have seen Ye put some friends in the Sabra tier. And as someone who was there live, it was all lighthearted and good fun. It's common knowledge that Sabra is the worst hummus. Imagine taking an obvious joke so personally, kind of sad, really.
So others still called it a dog whistle to say Israeli without saying, especially given the context Klein gave earlier about its popularity in Israel. However, all of that was kind of just the tip of the iceberg, because Frogan ended up deciding just a day later to open up an entirely new can of worms after saying on stream,
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. The ones the ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. The U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, imperialism, this, you don't deserve the PTSD. But like any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're like, oh my God, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans to fucking America.
Now with that, she did eventually give a sorta apology, but even with that, many users pointed out that Twitch's hateful conduct specifically covers veteran status. So
Yeah, by the way, I got hit with this too. I also don't agree with it, but that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there.
they argued that she should be banned, arguing things like Twitch ban logic, Frogan saying military service members should get PTSD, no suspension, E-Girl streams softcore porn, 24-hour suspension, Asmongold calling Muslims inferior, 14-day suspension.
Yeah, I like that we're getting our notes from this guy, by the way, in terms of who we need to ban.
Being a Jew in Israel, unable to even create an account on the website. Which I'll say, we're going to talk about that last bit at the end of this story. But like always with situations like this led to people digging up old clips of her saying other questionable things. Like with a clip where it appears that she may be hinting that her cousin may be involved with Hezbollah. But either way, by Monday, Twitch eventually cracked down and banned Frogan, which led many to believe that it was because she was wishing American veterans get PTSD. However, it appears that that is not the official reason. Instead, it appears that it was because of her comments on that TwitchCon panel, which is over a
That's what's so crazy about it. Like if it was the veteran thing, it's like I've been banned for that too. That's a little bit more understandable. Like I don't agree, but like I get that it is still a part of the, rules that they have. But the fucking hummus thing is like so obviously just like Twitch responding to pressure from like the ADL and shit.
Because they also banned the others on that panel, which also led to calls that it was being racist against Middle Eastern voices. And then on top of that, Twitch permanently banned Sneeko, something that Klein felt was necessary if they wanted to tackle anti-Semitism seriously. And it also looks like the decision was in part taken because of pressure from the Anti-Defamation League, with the ADL even tweeting out a whole thread on this that started by saying,
crazy. The Apartheid Defense League coming in hot to be like, we need to ban these streamers.
The Twitch staff today after becoming aware of several concerning incidents on the social media platform and or involving Twitch streamers in the past week, with them then going on to mention Frogan by name. And so with all this, we've seen Frogan not happy with her 30-day ban, saying 30-day ban for saying people like bottom of the barrel hummus, but other people get 2 weeks for advocating for the genocide of Palestinians. Got it. Or with that last part, a pretty obvious reference to Asmongold's ban. Though with all of that said, like that doesn't even bring us close to the end of all this. Right? Because after the ban of Frogan and others on that panel, many of whom were avid pro-Palestinian voices, content creators like Hasan Piker began to react in frustration. And in particular to a lot of these controversies being spread and encouraged by various subreddits and the creators associated with them, to which Hasan said,
there is no winning in this battle, okay? There is no winning in this battle. There's nothing you and I or this community or anyone can do. Nothing at all. This is precisely the reason why I just eat it every fucking day, okay? For the past 12 months, this has been endless, okay? When they can't get anything off of me and my statements, then they fucking turn around and, pick apart different statements from the chat. If they can't do that, they go after people that are also pro-Palestinian, but have smaller audiences.
Hasan then went on to claim that many people's opinions are turned into a caricature of who they are. Like, for example, he says that Muslim people are often painted as anti-Semitic no matter what, and with that arguing that there isn't much he can do to change people's minds about it.
There is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. All I can do is just take it, just like all Capri Sun Poppy and Frogan and everyone else that's getting banned in this mass ban wave, that all they can do is take it.
But then at almost the exact same time Hasan was making these statements on his stream, Klein was also streaming, with most of that criticizing Twitch for having an anti-Semitism problem, right? Talking about the recent unbans and criticizing people like Hasan for letting it become commonplace on Twitch. And among his problems with Hasan is that he's promoting this guy from Yemen who many think, Klein included,
I'm not promoting this guy from Yemen, okay? If you ask me, a 19-year-old from Yemen has withstood genocide, I am going to say the truth. Yes, I interviewed him 10 months ago. Oh my fucking God. It's kind of wild that like Asmongold has demonstrated more growth in this process than anybody else. It's crazy. He said the most like unimaginable shit. And then he was like, I'm learning from my experiences. I'm going to take the time out to fucking be a better person. I'm gonna clean my fucking house. And then he moved on.
Is actively involved in Houthi piracy. Klein also blasted Hasan and others because of clips like this.
I think like anyone who does our general job, and especially someone like him who...
Oh shit, Felix Biederman off Philly D, baby, let's go!
I only make $3 million a month. I'm middle class. He makes $30 million a month.
He's. By the way, E got mad at you for not saying you had Tourette's when Felix said he was a very nervous guy. Wait, what? All right, let's finish
Upper
this.
middle class.
And then I'm gonna
He's
get to
upper middle class. And it's like, we won the lottery. Why are you bitching about the...
This motherfucker says you are rich, so why do you care about anti-Semitism? Also, like, Hasan is fucking as rich, like probably as rich as I am. Let's be honest. He downplays as well. He gets like the same concurrent viewers as we do, and he collects all the money straight to...
Wait, dog, that's crazy. First of all, I do not downplay my wealth at all. And secondly, no, we are not in the same category of wealth. That is wild. I'm really fucking well off. But, you know, there's levels to this shit, man. What the like, yeah, we're the same. We're the same level.
To the dome himself, okay? So, like, the same logic, just say, hey, son, why are you getting so worked up about Gaza, man? We won the lottery. You're rich, dude. Just chill.
Yeah, okay, great. That's a great question. Yeah, because my tax dollars are directly funding and facilitating this fucking genocide, okay? There is no way you are comparing people saying that you are a Zionist to the genocide in Gaza. That's incredible, dude. And I'm not saying that Ethan has not experienced anti-Semitic vitriol throughout this process. Of course he has. There are plenty of garbanzo dipshits out there, and there's never been a moment where I have considered that to be appropriate or acceptable. Garbanzo, yeah, like garbage. Okay? Garbage.
Like, what a pathetic fucking response.
And honestly, I mean, for this part, it kind of just goes on and on from there because they're doing all these during live streams. We're talking about tons and tons of hours. I'll link to it down below. It's just something we can't cover point by point in this show. So if you want to do an even deeper dive, you have the tools at your fingertips. But then, as I promised I would come back and touch on, something that many people have pointed to as proof that Twitch was being anti-Semitic is the fact that Israelis weren't able to sign up to the site. Right? Among others, you had political commentators like Destiny bring this up, and also Twitch said that it fixed it shortly afterwards, saying when signing up for a Twitch account, you can select an account verification method, email or phone, for added protection. Following the October 7th, 2023 attacks, we temporarily disabled signups with email verification in Israel and Palestine. And going on to claim we did this to prevent uploads of graphic material related to the attack and to protect the safety of users. But Twitch then going on to say that not letting users sign up with an email later on, that was a mistake and just an oversight and that it's fixed now. So this, as you might have noticed, there was a big community note on that. With that note claiming that Twitch's explanation is not true and that even phone verification signups weren't working. But with now all of that said, and as things continue to play out in real time, I gotta pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts with this mess? Any and all of it. I know there are a number of things.
The Amazon subsidiary is like secretly trying to stop Israelis from signing up to the platform. Like, come on, dude. Yeah. Also, once again, Palestinian voices were also suppressed in that matter. Like, I'm sorry. It is like absolutely fucking insane for anyone to be like, yeah, an Amazon subsidiary by the name of Twitch is actually so pro-Palestinian that they're like doing nutty ass shit, like fucking banning Israelis from joining the platform. They're trying so hard to make you look bad. I mean, it's fine. This isn't like that bad. One of the deorbiters went viral with the claim that it was all because Twitch moved its IT services to Egypt and was way more bigoted towards Egyptians than anyone on Twitch has ever been towards Israelis. It's wild as... Yes. What a surprising turn of events. The saddest part about this is that, like, I think going down this fucking route, Ethan will continuously push more and more of his progressive fan base away and will maybe in the short term, as long as he keeps shitting on me, fill that void with a lot of like anti-Hasan people. But him and I in the broadest way possible, are more aligned on politics. Maybe we might have our disagreements here and there than all of those other people. But is he pushing progressive fans away, or is he spreading his bad takes? No, I think he is pushing his own progressive fans away. That's exactly it. You are being fed, both of you. Yeah, the difference, however, is that my perspective on any of these fucking matters has not changed. Like, some people in my fan base might have a different opinion now and therefore think like, oh, you used to be different and now you say this, but like, I've been very consistent on the issue. Anti-Semitism is unacceptable, as are all other forms of bigotry. That's it.